He who made the earth a habitat for you, and the sky a structure, and sends water down from the sky, and brings out fruits thereby, as a sustenance for you. Therefore, do not assign rivals to Allah while you know. How can you deny Allah, when you were dead and He gave you life? Then He will put you to death, then He will bring you to life, then to Him you will be returned. It is He who created for you everything on earth, then turned to the heaven, and made them 7 heavens. And He is aware of all things. When your Lord said to the angels, I am placing a successor on earth. They said, will you place in it someone who will cause corruption in it and shed blood, while we declare your praises and sanctify you? He said, I know what you do not know. And He taught Adam the names, all of them, then He presented them to the angels, and said, tell me the names of these, if you are sincere. They said, glory be to you. We have no knowledge except what you have taught us. It is you who are the knowledgeable, the wise. He said, O Adam, tell them their names. And when he told them their names, he said, did I not tell you that I know the secrets of the heavens and the earth, and that I know what you reveal and what you conceal? And we said to the angels, bow down to Adam. They bowed down, except for Satan. He refused, was arrogant, and was one of the disbelievers. We said, O Adam, inhabit the garden, you and your spouse, and eat from it freely as you please, but do not approach this tree, lest you become wrongdoers. But Satan caused them to slip from it, and caused them to depart the state they were in. We said, go down, some of you enemies of one another. And you will have residence on earth, and enjoyment for a while. Then Adam received words from his Lord, so he relented towards him. He is the relenting, the merciful. We said, go down from it, all of you. Yet whenever guidance comes to you from me, then whoever follows my guidance, they have nothing to fear, nor shall they grieve. And you surely knew those of you who violated the Sabbath. We said to them, be despicable apes. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, in the alternation of night and day, in the ships that sail the oceans for the benefit of mankind, in the water that Allah sends down from the sky, and revives the earth with it after it had died, and scatters in it all kinds of creatures, in the changing of the winds, and the clouds disposed between the sky and the earth, are signs for people who understand. You merged the night into the day, and you merged the day into the night, and you bring the living out of the dead, and you bring the dead out of the living, and you provide for whom you will without measure. The likeness of Jesus in Allah's sight is that of Adam. He created him from dust, then said to him, be, and he was. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of night and day, are signs for people of understanding. Those who remember Allah while standing, and sitting, and on their sides, and they reflect upon the creation of the heavens and the earth, our Lord, you did not create this in vain, glory to you, so protect us from the punishment of the fire. O people! Fear your Lord, who created you from a single soul, and created from it its mate, and propagated from them many men and women. And revere Allah whom you ask about, and the parents. Surely, Allah is watchful over you. And I will mislead them, and I will entice them, and I will prompt them to slit the ears of cattle, and I will prompt them to alter the creation of Allah. Whoever takes Satan as a lord, instead of Allah, has surely suffered a profound loss. Say, shall I inform you of worse than that for retribution from Allah? He whom Allah has cursed, and with whom he became angry, and he turned some of them into apes, and swine, and idol worshippers. These are in a worse position, and further away from the right way. Praise be to Allah, who created the heavens and the earth, and made the darkness and the light. Yet those who disbelieve ascribe equals to their Lord. It is He who created you from clay, then decided a term, a term determined by him. Yet you doubt. Have they not considered how many generations we destroyed before them? We had established them on earth more firmly than we established you, and we sent the clouds pouring down abundant rain on them, and we made rivers flow beneath them. But we destroyed them for their sins, and established other civilizations after them. The life of this world is nothing but game and distraction, but the home of the hereafter is better for those who are righteous. Do you not understand? There is no animal on land, nor a bird flying with its wings, but are communities like you. We neglected nothing in the scripture. Then to their Lord they will be gathered. It is He who created the heavens and the earth in truth. On the day when He says, "Be," it will be. His saying is the truth, and His is the sovereignty on the day when the trumpet is blown. The knower of secrets and declarations. He is the wise, the expert. It is Allah who splits the grain and the seed. He brings the living from the dead, and He brings the dead from the living. Such is Allah. So how could you deviate? It is He who breaks the dawn. And He made the night for rest, and the sun and the moon for calculation. Such is the disposition of the Almighty, the All-Knowing. And it is He who created the stars for you, that you may be guided by them in the darkness of land and sea. We thus explain the revelations for people who know. And it is He who produced you from a single person, then a repository, then a depository. We have detailed the revelations for people who understand. Such is Allah, your Lord. There is no God except He, the Creator of all things, so worship Him. He is responsible for everything. Your Lord is the rich beyond need, the possessor of mercy. If He wills, He can do away with you, and substitute whomever He wills in your place, just as He produced you from the descendants of another people. We created you, then we shaped you, then we said to the angels, "Bow down before Adam," so they bowed down, except for Satan, he was not of those who bowed down. He said, "What prevented you from bowing down when I have commanded you?" He said, "I am better than he, you created me from fire, and you created him from mud." He said, "Get down from it. It is not for you to act arrogantly in it. Get out. You are one of the lowly. And you, Adam, inhabit the garden, you and your wife, and eat whatever you wish, but do not approach this tree, lest you become sinners." But Satan whispered to them, to reveal to them their nakedness, which was invisible to them. He said, "Your Lord has only forbidden you this tree, lest you become angels, or become immortals." And he swore to them, "I am a sincere advisor to you." So he lured them with deceit. And when they tasted the tree, their nakedness became evident to them, and they began covering themselves with the leaves of the garden. And their Lord called out to them, "Did I not forbid you from this tree, and say to you that Satan is a sworn enemy to you?" He said, "Fall, some of you enemies to one another. On earth you will have residence and livelihood for a while." He said, "In it you will live, and in it you will die, and from it you will be brought out. Your Lord is Allah, He who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, then established Himself on the throne. The night overtakes the day, as it pursues it persistently, and the sun, and the moon, and the stars are subservient by His command. His is the creation, and His is the command. Blessed is Allah, Lord of all beings. Then, when they rebelled against the commands to refrain, we said to them, "Be despicable apes." And when your Lord summoned the descendants of Adam, and made them testify about themselves, "Am I not your Lord?" They said, "Yes, we testify." Thus you cannot say on the day of resurrection, "We were unaware of this." Nor can you say, "Our ancestors practiced idolatry before, and we are their descendants who came after them, will you destroy us for what the falsifiers did?" It is he who created you from a single person, and made from it its mate, that he may find comfort with her. Then, when he has covered her, she conceives a light load, and she carries it around. But when she has grown heavy, they pray to Allah their Lord, "If you give us a good child, we will be among the thankful." Your Lord is Allah, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, then settled over the throne, governing all things. There is no intercessor except after his permission. Such is Allah, your Lord, so serve him. Will you not reflect? To him is your return, altogether. The promise of Allah is true. He originates creation, and then he repeats it, to reward those who believe and do good deeds with equity. As for those who disbelieve, for them is a drink of boiling water, and agonizing torment, on account of their disbelief. It is he who made the sun radiant, and the moon a light, and determined phases for it, that you may know the number of years and the calculation. Allah did not create all this except with truth. He details the revelations for a people who know. We destroyed generations before you when they did wrong. Their messengers came to them with clear signs, but they would not believe. Thus we requite the sinful people. Then we made you successors on earth after them, to see how you would behave. The likeness of the present life is this: water that we send down from the sky is absorbed by the plants of the earth, from which the people and the animals eat. Until, when the earth puts on its fine appearance, and is beautified, and its inhabitants think that they have mastered it, our command descends upon it by night or by day, and we turn it into stubble, as if it had not flourished the day before. We thus clarify the revelations for people who reflect. Say, who provides for you from the heaven and the earth? And who controls the hearing and the sight? And who produces the living from the dead, and produces the dead from the living? And who governs the order? They will say, Allah. Say, will you not be careful? It is he who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, and his throne was upon the waters, in order to test you, which of you is best in conduct. And if you were to say, you will be resurrected after death, those who disbelieve would say, this is nothing but plain witchcraft. Allah is he who raised the heavens without pillars that you can see, and then settled on the throne. And he regulated the sun and the moon, each running for a specified period. He manages all affairs, and he explains the signs, that you may be certain of the meeting with your Lord. And it is he who spread the earth, and placed in it mountains and rivers. And he placed in it 2 kinds of every fruit. He causes the night to overlap the day. In that are signs for people who reflect. Do you not see that Allah created the heavens and the earth with truth? If he wills, he can do away with you, and bring a new creation. We placed constellations in the sky, and made them beautiful to the beholders. We spread the earth, and placed stabilizers in it, and in it we grew all things in proper measure. We send the fertilizing winds, and send down water from the sky, and give it to you to drink, and you are not the ones who store it. We created the human being from clay, from molded mud. And the jinn we created before, from piercing fire. Your Lord said to the angels, I am creating a human being from clay, from molded mud. When I have formed him, and breathed into him of my spirit, fall down prostrating before him. Except for Satan. He refused to be among those who prostrated themselves. We did not create the heavens and the earth, and what lies between them, except with truth. The hour is coming, so forgive with gracious forgiveness. He created the heavens and the earth with justice. He is exalted above the associations they attribute. He created the human being from a drop of fluid, yet he becomes an open adversary. And the livestock, he created them for you. In them are warmth and benefits for you, and of them you eat. And he regulated for you the night and the day, and the sun, and the moon, and the stars are disposed by his command. Surely in that are signs for people who ponder. And he cast mountains on the earth, lest it shifts with you, and rivers, and roads, so that you may be guided. Have they not observed what Allah has created? Their shadows revolve from the right and the left, bowing to Allah as they shrink away. Allah has given you mates from among yourselves, and has produced for you, from your mates, children and grandchildren, and has provided you with good things. Will they then believe in falsehood, and refuse Allah's favors? Allah brought you out of your mother's wombs, not knowing anything, and he gave you the hearing, and the eyesight, and the brains, that you may give thanks. Praising him are the seven heavens, and the earth, and everyone in them. There is not a thing that does not glorify him with praise, but you do not understand their praises. He is indeed forbearing and forgiving. We have honored the children of Adam, and carried them on land and sea, and provided them with good things, and greatly favored them over many of those we created. We said to the angels, bow down to Adam. So they bowed down, except for Satan. He was of the jinn, and he defied the command of his Lord. Will you take him and his offspring as lords instead of me, when they are an enemy to you? Evil is the exchange for the wrongdoers. I did not call them to witness the creation of the heavens and the earth, nor their own creation, and I do not take them as leaders for assistants. He who made the earth a habitat for you, and traced in it roots for you, and sent down water from the sky, with which we produce pairs of diverse plants. And so they ate from it, whereupon their bodies became visible to them, and they started covering themselves with the leaves of the garden. Thus Adam disobeyed his Lord, and fell. But then his Lord recalled him, and pardoned him, and guided him. He said, go down from it, altogether, some of you enemies of some others. But whenever guidance comes to you from me, whoever follows my guidance, will not go astray, nor suffer. We did not create the sky and the earth and what is between them for amusement. If we wanted amusement, we could have found it within us, were we to do so. In fact, we hurl the truth against falsehood, and it crushes it, so it vanishes. Woe unto you, for what you describe. Do the disbelievers not see that the heavens and the earth were one mass, and we tore them apart? And we made from water every living thing. Will they not believe? And we placed on earth stabilizers, lest it sways with them, and we placed therein signposts and passages, that they may be guided. And we made the sky a protected ceiling, yet they turn away from its wonders. It is he who created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon, each floating in an orbit. We did not grant immortality to any human being before you. Should you die, are they then the immortal? Every soul will taste death. We burden you with adversity and prosperity, a test. And to us you will be returned. And I do not know whether it is perhaps a trial for you, and an enjoyment for a while. O people! If you are in doubt about the resurrection, we created you from dust, then from a small drop, then from a clinging clot, then from a lump of flesh, partly developed and partly undeveloped. In order to clarify things for you. And we settle in the wombs whatever we will for a designated term, and then we bring you out as infants, until you reach your full strength. And some of you will pass away, and some of you will be returned to the vilest age, so that he may not know, after having known. And you see the earth still, but when we send down water on it, it vibrates, and swells, and grows all kinds of lovely pairs. And it is he who gives you life, then makes you die, then revives you. The human being is unappreciative. We created man from an extract of clay. Then we made him a seed, in a secure repository. Then we developed the seed into a clot. Then we developed the clot into a lump. Then we developed the lump into bones. Then we clothed the bones with flesh. Then we produced it into another creature. Most blessed is Allah, the best of creators. We created above you 7 pathways, and we are never heedless of the creation. And it is He who multiplied you on earth, and to Him you will be gathered. Say, who is the Lord of the 7 heavens, and Lord of the splendid throne? Did you think that we created you in vain, and that to us you will not be returned? Allah created every living creature from water. Some of them crawl on their bellies, and some walk on 2 feet, and others walk on 4. Allah creates whatever He wills. Allah is capable of everything. He to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, who took to Himself no son, who never had a partner in His kingship, who created everything and determined its measure. And it is He who sends the winds, bringing advance news of His mercy, and we send down from the sky pure water, to revive dead lands thereby, and to provide drink for the multitude of animals and humans we created. We have circulated it among them, that they may reflect, but most people persist in thanklessness. And it is He who, from fluid, created the human being. Then He made relationships through marriage and mating. Your Lord is omnipotent. He who created the heavens and the earth and everything between them in 6 days, then settled on the throne. The most merciful. Ask about Him are well informed. Blessed is He who placed constellations in the sky, and placed in it a lamp, and an illuminating moon. Or, who created the heavens and the earth, and rains down water from the sky for you. With it we produce gardens full of beauty, whose trees you could not have produced. Is there another God with Allah? But they are a people who equate. Or, who made the earth habitable, and made rivers flow through it, and set mountains on it, and placed a partition between the 2 seas. Is there another God with Allah? But most of them do not know. Or, who originates the creation and then repeats it, and who gives you livelihood from the sky and the earth? Is there another God with Allah? Say, produce your evidence, if you are truthful. Have they not seen how Allah originates the creation, and then reproduces it? This is easy for Allah. Say, roam the earth, and observe how He originated the creation. Then Allah will bring about the next existence. Allah has power over all things. How many a creature there is that does not carry its provision? Allah provides for them, and for you. He is the hearer, the knowledgeable. Do they not reflect within themselves? Allah did not create the heavens and the earth, and what is between them, except with reason, and for a specific duration. But most people, regarding meeting their Lord, are disbelievers. Allah originates creation, and then repeats it. Then to Him you will be returned. He brings the living out of the dead, and He brings the dead out of the living, and He revives the land after it had died. Likewise you will be resurrected. And of His signs is that He created you from dust, and behold, you become humans spreading out. And of His signs is that He created for you mates from among yourselves, so that you may find tranquility in them, and He planted love and compassion between you. In this are signs for people who reflect. And of His signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the diversity of your languages and colors. In this are signs for those who know. It is He who initiates creation, and then repeats it, something easy for Him. His is the highest attribute, in the heavens and the earth. He is the Almighty, the Wise. So devote yourself to the religion of monotheism, the natural instinct Allah has instilled in mankind. There is no altering Allah's creation. This is the true religion, but most people do not know. We have entrusted the human being with the care of his parents. His mother carried him through hardship upon hardship, weaning him in 2 years. So give thanks to me, and to your parents. To me is the destination. Your creation and your resurrection are only as a single soul. Allah is hearing and seeing. Allah is He who created the heavens and the earth and everything between them in 6 days, and then established Himself on the throne. Apart from Him, you have no master and no intercessor. Will you not reflect? He regulates all affairs, from the heavens to the earth. Then it ascends to Him on a day the length of which is 1,000 years by your count. He who perfected everything He created, and originated the creation of man from clay. Then made his reproduction from an extract of an insignificant fluid. Then He proportioned him, and breathed into him of His Spirit. Then He gave you the hearing, and the eyesight, and the brains, but rarely do you give thanks. Allah did not place 2 hearts inside any man's body. Nor did He make your wives whom you equate with your mothers, your actual mothers. Nor did He make your adopted sons, your actual sons. These are your words coming out of your mouths. Allah speaks the truth, and guides to the path. We offered the trust to the heavens, and the earth, and the mountains, but they refused to bear it, and were apprehensive of it, but the human being accepted it. He was unfair and ignorant. Praise be to Allah, originator of the heavens and the earth, maker of the angels messengers with wings, double, triple, and quadruple. He adds to creation as He wills. Allah is able to do all things. Allah is He who sends the winds, which agitate clouds, which we drive to a dead land, and thereby revive the ground after it had died. Likewise is the resurrection. Allah created you from dust, then from a small drop, then He made you pairs. No female conceives, or delivers, except with His knowledge. No living thing advances in years, or its life is shortened, except it be in a record. That is surely easy for Allah. Likewise, human beings, animals, and livestock come in various colors. From among His servants, the learned fear Allah. Allah is Almighty, oft forgiving. Did I not covenant with you, O children of Adam, that you shall not serve the devil? That he is your sworn enemy? Whomever we grant old age, we reverse his development. Do they not understand? Does the human being not consider that we created him from a seed? Yet he becomes a fierce adversary. Say, He who initiated them in the first instance will revive them? He has knowledge of every creation. He who produced fuel for you from the green trees, with which you kindle a fire. His command, when He wills a thing, is to say to it, Be, and it comes to be. Lord of the heavens and the earth, and everything between them, and Lord of the easts. We have adorned the lower heaven with the beauty of the planets. Inquire of them, are they more difficult to create, or the others we created? We created them from sticky clay. There is not one of us but has an assigned position. We did not create the heaven and the earth and everything between them in vain. That is the assumption of those who disbelieve, so woe to those who disbelieve because of the fire. Your Lord said to the angels, I am creating a human being from clay. When I have formed him, and breathed into him of my spirit, fall prostrate before him. He created the heavens and the earth with reason. He wraps the night around the day, and He wraps the day around the night. And He regulates the sun and the moon, each running along a specific course. He is indeed the Almighty, the Forgiver. He created you from one person, then made from it its mate, and brought down livestock for you, 8 kinds in pairs. He creates you in the wombs of your mothers, in successive formations, in a triple darkness. Such is Allah, your Lord. His is the kingdom. There is no God but He. So what made you deviate? Certainly the creation of the heavens and the earth is greater than the creation of humanity, but most people do not know. It is Allah who made the earth a habitat for you, and the sky a structure. And He designed you, and designed you well, and He provided you with the good things. Such is Allah, your Lord, so blessed is Allah, Lord of the worlds. It is He who created you from dust, then from a seed, then from an embryo, then He brings you out as an infant, then He lets you reach your maturity, then you become elderly, although some of you die sooner, so that you may reach a predetermined age, so that you may understand. It is He who gives life and death, and when He decides on a thing, He just says to it, be, and it comes to be. Say, do you reject the one who created the earth in 2 days? And you attribute equals to Him? That is the Lord of the universe. He placed stabilizers over it, and blessed it, and planned its provisions in 4 days, equally to the seekers. Then He turned to the sky, and it was smoke, and said to it and to the earth, come, willingly or unwillingly. They said, we come willingly. So He completed them as 7 universes in 2 days, and He assigned to each universe its laws. And we decorated the lower universe with lamps, and for protection. That is the design of the Almighty, the All-Knowing, originator of the heavens and the earth. He made for you mates from among yourselves, and pairs of animals, by means of which He multiplies you. There is nothing like Him. He is the hearing, the seeing. To Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. He creates whatever He wills. He grants daughters to whomever He wills, and He grants sons to whomever He wills. Or He combines them together, males and females, and He renders whomever He wills sterile. He is knowledgeable and capable. We did not create the heavens and the earth and what is between them to play. We created them only for a specific purpose, but most of them do not know. And He placed at your service whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on earth, all is from Him. In that are signs for a people who think. Allah created the heavens and the earth with justice, so that every soul will be repaid for what it has earned. And they will not be wronged. We did not create the heavens and the earth and what lies between them except with reason, and for a finite period. But the blasphemers continue to ignore the warnings they receive. We created the heavens and the earth and what is between them in 6 days, and no fatigue touched us. We constructed the universe with power, and we are expanding it. I did not create the jinn and the humans except to worship me. And that it is He who gives death and life. And that it is He who created the 2 kinds, the male and the female, from a sperm drop, when emitted. And that upon Him is the next existence. Everything we created is precisely measured. And our command is but once, like the twinkling of an eye. And taught Him clear expression. And the sky, He raised, and He set up the balance. He created man from hard clay, like bricks. And created the jinn from a fusion of fire. O society of jinn and humans! If you can pass through the bounds of the heavens and the earth, go ahead and pass. But you will not pass except with authorization. We created you, if only you would believe. Have you seen what you ejaculate? Is it you who create it, or are we the creator? In replacing you with your likes, and transforming you into what you do not know. You have known the first formation, if only you would remember. It is He who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, then settled over the throne. He knows what penetrates into the earth, and what comes out of it, and what descends from the sky, and what ascends to it. And He is with you wherever you may be. Allah is seeing of everything you do. He created the heavens and the earth with truth, and he designed you, and designed you well, and to him is the final return. Allah is he who created 7 heavens, and their like of earth. The command descends through them, so that you may know that Allah is capable of everything, and that Allah encompasses everything in knowledge. He who created death and life, to test you, as to which of you is better in conduct. He is the Almighty, the Forgiving. He who created 7 heavens in layers. You see no discrepancy in the creation of the Compassionate. Look again. Can you see any cracks? Then look again, and your sight will return to you dazzled and exhausted. We have adorned the lower heaven with lanterns, and made them missiles against the devils, and we have prepared for them the punishment of the blaze. Although he created you in stages. Do you not realize that Allah created 7 heavens in layers? And he set the moon in their midst for light, and he made the sun a lamp. And Allah germinated you from the earth like plants. Then he will return you into it, and will bring you out again. Has there come upon man a period of time when he was nothing to be mentioned? We created man from a liquid mixture, to test him, and we made him hearing and seeing. Did we not create you from an insignificant fluid? Then lodged it in a secure place? For a known term? We measured precisely. We are the best to measure. And the mountains pegs. And created you in pairs. And built above you 7 strong ones. And placed a blazing lamp. Are you more difficult to create, or the heaven? He constructed it. He raised its masses, and proportioned it. And the earth after that he spread. And from it, he produced its water and its pasture. And the mountains, he anchored. A source of enjoyment for you and for your animals. From what did he create him? From a sperm drop he created him, and enabled him. He who created you, and formed you, and proportioned you? In whatever shape he willed, he assembled you. It is he who begins and repeats. He was created from gushing liquid, issuing from between the backbone and the breastbones. And by a father and what he fathered. We created man in the best design. Then reduced him to the lowest of the low. Except those who believe and do righteous deeds, for them is a reward without end. Read, in the name of your Lord who created man from a clot,